Hello, and welcome back. 11:30 Saturday before noon sourcing video. So, talking to the guy, Charlie, I was like, "This is all I'm after." I talk to someone up front. She points me exactly to where I need to be in the building. I go back to the building. I start looking at the stuff there. My wife and I start talking. That's part of the B footage. And then I was like, "Well, let me go find the guy." Found the guy. Introduced myself generically. He's like, "Yeah, let's go back there and talk about it." It's like just all the CDs. Like there might be a couple 8 tracks I may want, a couple cassettes I may want, but it's like, well, I'm going to do the same with you as I do with the people going through all the records. Just pick and choose what you want, make a pile. I was like, just how much for all of the CDs? Forget about the 8 tracks and the cassettes, and how much for just all the CDs? He goes, I look back up at him because I'm slightly down. Like, you're the one, who's got to get rid of them. $50. Like, all right, that works. It's like, what about the 8 tracks and tapes? It's like, I'll see if there's a couple in there. If not, so then when I later, after we got all the boxes of the different CDs, and then the cassettes. So I got the cassettes and the 8 tracks. I think there might be 1 or 2 VHS in here. So I paid them $110 total for everything here. This is going to be a longer video, so I don't know. This whole box is 1, 2 columns, 3 stacks with sides. Let's get to digging. All right. Quite a bit of tad under, 22 pounds. So 22 pounds, and there's 4. Each cassette's going to be pretty much or just under 4 ounces. So if there's 22, then that means that there's 84, 88 to 100 cassettes. Even that math's not looking right. Well, it could be, because that's probably 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. We'll say 20. Yeah, so, okay, that's about right. So we'll say about 100 per this box. And I'm not going to go through every single one of these for the video. Max Priest, Jimmy Cliff. So this is the same guy. Name is Mark. He was a bigger collector, and he was did a lot of other stuff. I don't know all of it, but just in previous today's video, what I said about him, and he was a DJ. He did all kinds of stuff. So he's going to have a lot of these. This is called Big Youth, Manifestation, Slightest Idea. It is sealed. Black Uhuru, Brutal. I mean, that just looks like something I'd want to. Dread in the Mountain, Brutal City, Vibes, Fit You, Hottie Fit, Greatest Train Robbery, don't know, 1986, Air Jamaica, Reggae. There's this Black Uhuru, and this one's sealed. So I don't know who that is. But I'm going to dig down to show you. That is this box. And yeah, that's it. So this is 3. So 20. Yeah, there's more than 100 in here. Way more than a freaking 100. Maybe I'm not mathing right. Maybe I'm not. 4 ounces, yeah, that should be right. 4 per pound. Either way, Augusta Pablo. So I don't know all the other stuff that's in here. I mean, I obviously have to go through this, and this is just one of many boxes. So what if I get off the cassette trip here? There's at least one more box, and then I think this thing right here, this wood thing. All right. So I have no idea how many are in that box. Here's another loose cassette. Oh, and then there's 8 tracks, all kinds of sealed 8 tracks. CDs. A couple of audiobooks, more stuff in here, but a lot of different CDs. Who's this? Pagans. Live Roadkill, 1978, 1989. Yeah. No idea. CDs, here's another loose cassette. So this is Albert Brooks. Oh, I just sold one of these. I don't remember if it was a cassette or a CD, but I remember selling one. I believe it was sealed too. Or maybe it was a sealed CD. I think this is the whole thing of 8-track. It is. Whole thing of 8-track here. And a whole thing of 8-track here. We'll get to that one. We'll get to this one. This one, oh, there's the other box of cassettes. So I remember when I was just closing this box up and the guy said $50. No, maybe not. I already looked at it. Maybe when I went back to recover this stuff. So it looks like it's a Maxell. Just a standard cassette. First class mail of something. To Glide Madlock. 7213 Menor Avenue in Menor. So I would think the 7213 would be headed back that direction toward Eastlake, but in Menor. So, low noise cassette. Bukowski, 90 Minutes in Hell, sides 1 and 2. So is this a demo for Bukowski? And I have no idea who even that is. But it's just a find like this. It's still in first class envelope. Watch this be signed by Jimmy Page or something. Here you go. It was recorded in 1966 and distributed by Earth Books. All right, so at least there's a publisher who had their hands on it. Hollister Ave, Santa Monica, California. So there's some provenance right there. So if that book company or whichever and whatever else this has anything to do with anything, this could be a $10 cool thing or it could be $1,000. I have no idea. And that's just the wildness about the things that I find, or that's just out there within the realm of media. Probably put that up front so when I do this, I'll remember. So whatever this is, again, the guy was a DJ. That's all I can reference because that's what I know. That's because I talked to him a couple times. That's where So Philip Glass. A lot of I mean, I'll look them all up individually if they don't have a barcode just to see them. Some New Kids on the Block. I don't know. It could be $10, 15. I mean, it's a 1980s, early 90s, definitely with the Hanging Tough. Who knows? I mean, the CD's probably cheap. This is a sealed super tape, type 1. So that'll go with my sealed Don Dixon, Peter Round, Rippingtons, the Pandoras. Don't know. All right, so there's those cassettes, and I have that whole other box I looked at. I have no idea what's even in there. Right here, it looks like I've got David Bowie and Sting and Rolling Stones. Sinead O'Connor. This is just sitting right on top. The Vaughn, Billy Ray Vaughan, probably. Jeff Beck, like Jeff Beck and the Janhammer Band, and who would play with? Yardbirds and Cream. Since I was doing those. Little taller, little older. All right, So this one definitely weighs more than I thought that 20-pound one did. This one, not so accurate, is 30 pounds. Put that down. Get something to drink. And that's only 11 minutes in, so actually for going to be a sourcing video about a lot of good stuff, turning out pretty well. As for time-wise, you can't even see those. All right, so again, I don't know what that tape is for. Put that with the other ones. Eric Clapton, sealed right off the rip. How about that? Slow hand. Hold on. I just got a slow hand. Yeah, I believe I just got one, and it's a CD. I don't remember getting it, but there we go, sealed. Uh-oh, what's this? The Babies, Broken Heart, sealed. With the original. David Bowie looks sealed. Nope, David Bowie, twin pack. These I sold before. I don't know if I sold them sealed before. Eddie Brickman. Morrissey. I know I've sold a Morrissey CD sealed. Sinead O'Connor. All right, there was one that she... I don't know. She just died. Not within probably 6 months, 8 months, maybe the year. So a sealed Sinead should definitely be at least $10, I'd guess. Oh my goodness, this is all David Bowie, sealed. Jeff Beck, sealed. What is going on? Oh, this one's sealed too. The Plastic Ono Band. Don't know. Coco Taylor, sealed. There's a couple up here on top that are not. John Mayall, the band. I mean, I know for a viewer at this distance, you probably can't make these out too well. Robert Palmer. Mine is a face of you. So it looks like the best of everything else here. Supertramp, sealed. Levon, sealed. I'm going to make this in stack so I can rush, because some of these, this is going to be interesting to just say. The Byrds, Eric Clapton. Basically, if it's not sealed, if it's open, I won't say it. How about that? Mayfield, Sting, Dylan, I already sold those. Nils Lofgren. I forget who he's from. Sealed. And then this stack, and then another one below it, which really can't see that. Really couldn't have been able to see my head the entire time, but either way, this is the stuff that's important. Pink Floyd. Great dance songs. Marianne Faithfull. Guys, every single one of these, let's make sure these ones are too. Looks like all these are all sealed. Jeff Healey. Elton John. The Smithereens. The Rhythmics. Jimi Hendrix. Peter, Paul, and Mary. Janis Joplin. Is that Steppenwolf? Who is this? To 60 and the Banshees. Sealed. Sealed. Led Zeppelin. This is Nancy Griffith, but there's Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd right down here. They feel it. They are not. But still, Umaguma, Led Zeppelin. These are... Oh! No, Umaguma sealed. Zeppelin's not. The Kinks. Representing the Mambo, David Bowie, another sealed. Kinks, sealed. The Yes album, Pink Floyd, another Pink Floyd, sealed. Wish You Were Here. Look at that artwork for that one. That rendition looks like something completely different. Might be. I have no idea. This is Pink Floyd. Luminals, music, limb shot, maybe. And that, all those I've just been picking from right here. And there's all that to go through. So there's at least 25, there's about another 200, most obviously going to be sealed. That's Pink Floyd, another just random grab, sealed. Muddy Waters. Hot Tuna is open. A couple of these are open. This one is not. B-52, sealed. Johnny Adams, don't know, sealed. Pink Floyd, Uma Guma, again, sealed. Linda Ronstadt, sealed. Raj Reno, Randy Newman, The Cult, sealed. Simon, Dio. Stevie Ray, George Thorogood. Guitar Armada. Crosby Stills, Bob Dylan, Warren Zevon, Jethro Tull, Eric Clapton, The Who, Fleetwood, Rolling Stones. That one looks like. Yep, all right, there's a sealed Ampex. Early cassette of Rolling Stones. Early style cassettes. It's strange because I saw it. I'm like, oh, that looks like, and that was all we tucked in the bottom corner. Like I saw that. That's just on how distinct that entire design, the case look is. I think I fared out for the $125 I paid for everything. And we're not even done yet. If I was one of those resellers that did the live, this would be a whole different story. I have a feeling in the arena, in the realm of reselling, physical media-wise, this is a really, really good score for what I got, for what I paid, and what the ROI is going to be. I paid $125. Receipt's right over here. It's cash I still had. I'm not done. That's down there. All right. So the first box of tapes right here, just on the quick look on those, didn't really pan out so well. The other box, holy wow. I'll be set for, I got some work to do. All right, let's get into the 8 tracks. And then there's 5 boxes of CDs. So where am I at on time-wise now? 19 minutes. All right. So I just grabbed, I think there are 2 or 3 VHS. Maybe these are it. So all within the $110 I spent. They're worth something cool. They're sealed. They're worth something cool. If not, get donated. All right, big story on those. 8 tracks wise. All right, there's going to be a bunch of these in here that are going to be sealed. Hot Chocolate, 8 track. In Hot Chocolate Pink with the slip. And here comes Bandit. Onward. All right. So the sponge. So if this has been in this slip for a while, we just have a little bit of that. Sponge is clean. Don't know. This is Paloma Blanca. George Baker selection. Slightest idea, but it's sealed. Joe Dason. Top hits. I don't know. She looks familiar. Oh, just top hits of the year. Got a jingle in that one. Claire Lepage and Champagne and Campagny. These are not going to be that exciting because a lot of it I really don't know. The Mott the Hopple. That for some reason rings a bell. Blank. Lucky, Steve March, sealed. Ricole Martin, Jimmy Bond. Dude, that's got 2 sponges on it. All right, so if any of these turn out quadraphonic, that's what I told the guy. That's all I'm interested in as for 8-tracks wise. He's like, I don't know. And that's when I said, hey, what about just the CDs then? Forget about any of the other stuff. Tina Charles. And he said $50 for all the CDs. So then I felt very, very compelled to just want to pay him more. But if he said $50, if I just double that and give him $100, I'm still making out like a bandit, like a kitty out here. Still making out like a bandit. So I gave him 110. I was like, for how much I'm getting here? Nicole Martin, Best of Rock and Roll. The Guess Who? Oh, that is beefy heavy too. Maybe Katai, whoever this KTEI is what it looks like, the brand. See, that has 2 sponges on it. If it's not a quad, if it was a quad, it'd have a little notch on it. There's probably some in here. Trax 80 recordable. Look at this graphic. Dr. John, in the right place. Again with the 2. Who knows? This Trax, another sealed one of these, blank ones. Santa Esmeralda. Roots, Sam something. Johnny Nail. Something moving around in there, but hey, for a penny I could disclose it's sealed, it rattles. And if I get $10 and if someone says, hey, rattle, I won't be out anything. Beach Boys, these kind of look more common. I don't know. And Led Zeppelin. It's hanging out right there. The Douglas, Eagles. This is being Capricorn. The Allman Brothers. Precious Wilson. Leave a Light. Eruption. Joe Dassin. Now, I'm going to go back there tomorrow for the books. They were still like $4 a hardcover. So if I go to tomorrow and get a whole bunch and just give them a good deal. Bull Nor. The Ventures. On the books, I did see, if it's still there, awesome. I did see a stereo that has a record player, which I don't deal on records, has an 8-track. And I think it had a cassette. Beatles, Elvis, some more Elvis right there. All right, so that is those 8-tracks, and there's 8-tracks in this. So did it turn out? I had no idea about the 8-tracks. You know, I just get a whole bunch, and then eventually just find what is like and kind and piece them together. 8-tracks are rare enough to where you can put together small lots and still get $5-6 an 8-track, or just loose ones. Let's see what's in here. All right, let's find this for that. Letterman, Eddie Money. Harry Mancini, Burt Bacharach, Herb Halbert. Sound of Music. Soundtrack on 8-track. Very clean. Somebody somewhere will want that for $10. Neil Diamond, Carpenters. Now, these have sleeves. This, isn't the program slipcover for it. It's like Carpenters. A&M, it's for, that brand. It's clean. Somebody want that 8-track for $10, $15. Spinners, Temptations, right. All right. So that's that. Now, all of these are CDs that's left. I will. All right, so I got these in Randall. I have another one right here. In Randall for $1.20 each. And I use a couple of them for my Blu-rays and VHS. For CDs wise, this way, it is this way, but they fit perfectly. So, to just go through these so I can have less boxes out and about. Miranda Sex Garden. I saw something of hers not so long ago, too. Something. Big Joe Williams. So, I don't know, and I'm going to try to get this to where Jimmy and Mama, where I can kind of see them. Bob Dylan. Lonnie Johnson, Luther, and the Hand People. Those pictures look really weird. Man, even that one little... Wow. Alright. So I'll have to deal with the halo sometimes. By the way, these are going in here. I can keep bins organized. I can have a rougher idea count when I go to count everything up so I can get an exact total of what I paid for stuff. So African Force, don't know. Kula Shaker. Slice Idea. Here's an import of 9 Inch Nails. 9 Inch Nails, Head Like a Hole. Single. It just looks like a single. I'm not seeing... Head Like a Hole. Yeah, so this is a total of, looks like 10 tracks. For Head Like a Hole. Robert Winston, Slice Idea. Don't know. Compilation. Quick Feet. That way I know the case, the part of an ear or something didn't break. So we're going to end up with a bunch of X libraries, which is still perfectly fine. Mission to Please, I don't know who that is. The Isley Brothers. So those ones again. Johnson Mountain. File Under Wire. Wire, Turns and Strokes. Decca. Jazz, Mimi and Rehart, don't know, Buddy Holly, Johnny Cash. So a lot of these will obviously be commons. Elsie Sotheby, Andy something, Dion, PJ Harvey, in the 90s. 17th Floor Elevators. It's got a barcode. So when I'm looking at stuff, if it's something weird like this and I flip it over and like it's got a barcode, that's making it to where looking it up is going to be a lot easier. And if it didn't have a barcode, I'd still be like, you know what, that's an interesting enough name. Bob Dylan on a CDR. Doesn't no good. It might. I doubt it, but it's Bob Dylan. Well, obviously it wasn't original recording. Serve him Madhouse. Madhouse. Serve him, yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of Seawood in here, just a lot of CDs in general. So I'm not going to go through, because this video's already had a half an hour. Maybe I'll just do a CD separate video to where I already have stuff sorted and priced, and kind of get an idea from that one. So we know otherwise. There's this box, which is an estimate. One, that's about 50. That's right. That's about 40. Say 100. So at least another 60, 70 in there, 170. So another 15. Say probably 200. Probably another 100, another 100. So 500 CDs max. Yeah. That's quite a few things to go through. So if there's 500, I'll just even say if there's 1,200, and if I gave them 120 bucks, that's 10 cents a piece. So there was more than that. I mean, it would have to be pennies. It's less than 10 cents. So, yeah, I got some pretty good stuff. I will just make a standalone CD video. That's probably what I'll start doing after this all gets done. That's what I'll start doing today. And probably just put them in value of these crates. Just 20 bucks and under, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. Just make different crates of them. And go from there and just see if I can make videos on those. That is one way how one little domino, I thought, hey, I should probably start getting some winter stuff. Or start looking to see if somebody's getting rid of 300 CDs for 50 bucks or 100 bucks or something. And I wasn't seeing any, then I saw that ad, and that took me to eventually where I went today, where I got all this stuff, and gave them 110 or 110 bucks. There's three 20s and a 50. And I came back with all that. So, yeah, that's inventory for a while. And that also means that's even as relatively organized as they are, it's still a lot of rearranging of how my inventory currently is. And that's a good problem to have. So, if you like what you heard, like what you saw, like what you learned, the end result is of what this morning's video was about, which then culminated to this, is if you have to go outside the box, look at something a little different on how you can come up with the inventory. And let's just say whatever it is, you end up there and you only get a few things, but you get a connection. Now, I had the guy's card, and the cashier took my name and number down for him. I did talk to him, obviously. We'll see what happens in the future, but if I can anticipate by looking at his website on his next sale, which is coming up next month, this is an extreme, he said, is for media, this kind of stuff. It's an extreme because of who the guy was. I know him, Mark. He was a DJ, and he liked music. Make friends. Everything going up, comment down below. Subscribe, share, those are all free. They help me, help you, so we can all help other people learn about buying physical media to sell on eBay. Appreciate it. Thank you. Tequila's Mexican restaurant I went to that was down there is down here. So this is part of this right here that you're saying is just a lagoon part of whatever little river estuaries right there, and then all that goes up into Lake Erie in a span of not too far. And for all this, I could have just gone down down Menor Ave, all the way through, and just taken a right. But no, came this way. And this is 91, so much farther down is the VOA of 91. You could take 91 all the way down Som Center. You could take that all the way down into the Goodwill in Mayfield. And all the way down into Stoke Kent, where I grew up. We lived years and years and years ago.
Never knew that.
Yeah, 91. It's a state road.
Oh. Oh, I didn't know Som Center was the same as...
So this area right here is called Timber Lake. If I looked at everything correct. Should be down there at the records. And if that's the parking for the sale. A lot of people here. I mean, the guy's been a collector for like 50 years, so I imagine. So let's get out, walk in. You can keep recording too. And if they don't want to be recorded, then we just won't use any of that. Alright.
50% off today.
Awesome sauce.